You've seen the claims in camera specifications, outstanding reproduction in low light. Cameras with low lux ratings are the norm, and manufacturers seem intent on seeing just how low the lux rating can go. There's claims of 2 lux, 1 lux, or even 0 lux on different types of cameras from different manufacturers. But what do these ratings really mean? How does it affect your shooting? What is a lux, and just how many do you actually need? Hang on till the end of this video because I'm going to explain everything you need to know about the lux rating of your cameras and how understanding what it means will improve your shooting. Hi, I'm Jim Costa. I'm a full-time working photographer, video producer, video editor, and technology pro. I want to get going on the topic quickly, but do stick around till the end of this video because I'll tell you about some freebies and training courses that I offer to improve your photography, video production, and filmmaking, and help grow your business through something known as earned media. If you like what you see, smash that subscribe button and hit that bell to be notified every time I upload a new video each and every Wednesday. Remember, I welcome all of your comments, questions, and more on all of my videos. Before I begin, I do want to make one quick statement. Lux ratings were much more important 10 or 20 years ago when cameras weren't as good as they are today, but it still does matter. And it's something you want to look into because not every camera is made the same. And there's a lot of different types of cameras out there. Today's new DSLR, mirrorless, or even video cameras are pretty good in low light, but you have to remember a lot of people are using older cameras to shoot, and there's also a lot of different kinds of cameras out there, such as shooting with your cell phone. There's even security cameras, which need to shoot in almost total darkness, frankly. So lux rating is still something that's important. It may not be in the forefront of your mind when you buy a camera, but it should definitely be a consideration when you're looking to buy something new. With that, let me begin by defining what lux is. The lux rating is the metric unit for measuring the amount of light that falls on an object and is the European equivalent of the British foot candle or lumen. Specifically, 1 lux equals the amount of light that falls on a 1 square meter surface that is 1 meter away from a single candle. 10 lux equals the amount of light produced by 10 candles 1 meter away, and so forth. A camera with a 1 lux rating claims to be able to produce an image by the light of 1 candle that is about 3 feet away from the subject. Many cameras on the market today can do just that. Problem is that the resulting image may be of very poor quality. When a manufacturer slaps a 1 lux rating on the side of a camera, it is giving a subjective opinion of what an acceptable image is. While the ratings are more uniform, objective, and scientific than they have been in the past, what a given manufacturer considers acceptable is probably not up to the standards of the quality-conscious videographer or cinematographer. A grainy, monochrome form is probably not what you had in mind when you purchased a low-light camera. Also, since the term acceptable image is a subjective one, lux ratings will vary from one manufacturer to another. Brand X's 2 lux camera may produce a noticeably better image than a competitor's camera also rated at 2 lux. There is no way to know without actually testing them both in the same lighting conditions shooting the same subject. This has changed in recent years. The Electronics Industry Association, or EIA, has created a new standard known as the EIA 639 standards that has industry-wide support. This should remove the subjectivity from lux ratings, and indeed companies have adapted to the new EIA 639 standard, but again, what is considered an acceptable image to them may not be the same as you. They are concerned with producing an image in the lowest amount of light possible, but that still may not be good for your film or your video project or even your photographs or whatever it is that you're shooting. If you want to understand lux rating, you need to understand the nature of light. Lux is measured based on the light produced by a single candle. Candles, as well as other light sources such as household light bulbs or professional lights, produce light evenly in all directions. As distance from the light source increases, the amount of light that falls on the object exponentially decreases. The formula is lux equals 1 over d2, with d being the distance from the light source. A fixed amount of light is simply spread over a larger area, so there's less of it to go around. If you double the distance from your subject to your candle, you do not receive half as much light, you actually receive 1/4 as much light. Quadruple the distance of the light source to the subject, and the distance you receive is 1/16 as much. You can see how 10 lux of light at 1 meter can very quickly become 1 lux of light. The exponential fall off in light intensity can be a confusing concept to grasp. I've actually done a longer and much more detailed video on the inverse square law for lighting that covers this topic, and I'll link to that in the description below as well, so you can watch it after watching this video and you can learn even more. Your subject will also affect your camera's light gathering ability. Lux is a measurement of incident light, or the light that is falling onto an object. On the other hand, your camera sees and records reflected light, which is light that bounces off of the object and makes its way to the lens. Lighter colored reflective surfaces will reproduce better in low light situations than dark objects will, because dark objects or colors absorb light while light colors reflect light. Just because 100 lux illuminates an object, do not assume that the camera is actually seeing a 100 lux subject. Next thing to consider is the optics of your camera. There are a couple of ways to boost low light performance. The method used will affect the overall quality of the picture or the scenes that you shoot. Generally speaking, a camera with superior optics will give you a truer reproduction than one that relies on electronics. The goal of superior optics is to deliver as much light as possible to the sensor. The bottom line for grabbing more light is size. Larger lenses with smaller apertures capture more light. Optically superior cameras start with a good quality lens. Not only will a high-end lens allow more total light to reach the sensor, but the light will also be of superior quality, since lens imperfections and impurities tend to scatter light even more. Higher quality lenses yield sharper detail, they help to control distortion, and the colors that they produce are more vibrant. Camcorder manufacturers have recognized the demand for quality and have responded accordingly. Many companies, whether they make video cameras or DSLR or mirrorless cameras, are not necessarily known for having good lenses, but they have begun contracting out with manufacturers that specialize in optics in order to produce higher quality products, even from your run-of-the-mill kit lenses that come with your camera when you buy the body. Another factor to consider is the size of the sensor that a camera uses. All things being equal, 3-chip video cameras are better than 1-chip, and full-frame sensors are better than crop sensors for DSLR and mirrorless cameras. In addition to sensors and optics, superior electronics also play a role. Cameras with multiple sensors use a prism that breaks down light into its 3 component colors, red, green, and blue. Light passes through the lens, enters the prism, and is then split up and sent to one of the 3 separate processing sensors. Blue light goes to the blue sensor, green light goes to green, and red goes to red. The prism is very efficient in its duties, and little, if any, light is lost during the splitting of the light. On the other hand, a 1-chip camera uses a striped filter to break down the light into the component colors. The filter is not as efficient as a prism. Light is scattered and some is lost, and in low light shooting, you need as much of the light as possible, which is why cameras with a single processor tend to be worse off in low light situations and produce lower quality images or footage. The next thing to consider is electronic enhancement. Some cameras do have the ability to make do with very little light. When there isn't enough light, the camera takes what light it does have and amplifies it electronically. You see this a lot in security cameras, for example. This is a reasonable strategy, but the resulting picture is less than perfect. Amplification of low light signals inevitably results in graininess and video noise added to the footage or the scenes that you shoot. The situation is not unlike audio tapes that were recorded at too low a level. When played back on your stereo or your phone or whatever, you can hear the music, but just barely. When you turn the volume up or amplify the signal, you hear the music better, but you also hear a lot of hiss as well, because boosting the signal also boosts the hiss that's already there. The same thing happens with amplified video signals. The camera will amplify what little light it does receive, but along with it, you receive plenty of video noise because that's increased as well. The resulting picture will have a grainy, colorless look to it. Sure, you can see your subject, but it is far from the quality that you're after. Keep these factors in mind when looking at lux ratings for any kind of camera. Is a camera rated at 1 lux because of its superior optics or because of electronic circuitry? In the end, a side-by-side comparison is the only true test. In doing so, you'll find that optics will win out over electronics when it comes to low-light shooting each and every time. Of course, for professional-looking video, it's best to forget low lux ratings and invest in a light kit so you never fall short on light. Now, if this is making sense to you, but I've got it in the comments section below. My question of the day is, what is the lux rating of your camera? Leave a comment below and let us know. And if you don't know, go to the manual and look it up and then let us know. If you found the information in this video useful, I'd like to hear about it from you. If you liked it and want to see more videos like this, then follow my YouTube channel, Jim Costa Films. If you think what you saw was great, please do like it. If you have an opinion, feel free to comment below. If you know someone who could benefit from the info that I provided, please share the video. You can connect with me and my company, Jim Costa Films, on social media and online, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and the web by searching for Jim Costa Films. In fact, I currently have over 4,500 videos on my YouTube channel, Jim Costa Films, so feel free to check out many of my other videos for great tips and suggestions. Thank you for sticking around this long. I mentioned at the beginning about some freebies and training. As a professional video producer and photographer, I've created an absolutely free cheat sheet for you on all the best camera settings to shoot with your DSLR, mirrorless, or video camera that will show you the settings that will allow your photos, and particularly your videos, to shine and stand out from the competition. The link to get that cheat sheet is just below in the video description. Best of all, my cheat sheet specializes in shooting video with any type of camera. In it, you'll find all the info you need on important video techniques, such as white balance, color temperature, frame rates, and more. I've also created an editing training course for Adobe Premiere Pro. My Quick Start training is designed to get you up and editing video in under 2 hours and includes over 100 tips, tricks, and keyboard shortcuts for video editors that get you started in the program and makes your workflow go much faster. Now, I'm also affiliated with Christina Nicholson, a fellow media veteran like myself who helps businesses and entrepreneurs reach tons of their ideal customers or clients through the power of media without spending big bucks on advertising. I've worked with Christina and used her advice and training successfully, so I know from firsthand experience that it works great. The program Christina and I are now offering is called the Media Mentoring Program, and it will help you to take advantage of mainstream media so you can stand out from the competition, because that's not something everyone has access to. Best of all, unlike paid ads and sponsorships, you can gain lots of exposure and credibility to become the go-to brand everyone talks about and wants to do business with without spending a fortune on advertising, because the program is geared to get you free advertising. I'll link to those cheat sheets and training courses in the description below as well. There's videos on both courses that will give you an overview of how they can help you, as well as links to get more information. You can help to support my channel by purchasing my training courses, requesting my free downloads, or by hiring me to shoot and edit for you. Remember, I've also done other videos on filmmaking and video production and others on lighting as well, and I'll link to those in the description below. Finally, if you followed me for a while now, you know that I have a private community of photographers, videographers, and filmmakers just like you on Facebook, where I share other pro tips and tricks. It's called Video Producers and Content Creators. I love new members who want to share their work, learn from others, and also help others based on their own skills and experiences. The group is private and only for people in the filmmaking, video production, and photography industries that I personally work in myself. It's not a public group like my business Facebook page that I talked about earlier. That's public and anyone can see that. You'll find a link to that group in the description below as well. So feel free to join it where you can learn even more.